And we're live on the internet.
Look at us.
Look at us.
Productivity and
Productivity.
procrastination together again at
Live.
episode 18,
Is it?
season 2. Yes,
My brain tells me it's episode 19.
you're wrong.
I'm
Your
wrong?
brain's wrong.
How wrong is it?
Well, I guess we'll find out. Is it 100% wrong?
It's episode 19. I was right.
Oh, it's not. That's not.
You're muted. Oh, no, you're not. You're good. Check for yourself. Check for yourself.
Well,
Episode 18 has not come out yet. It will come out tomorrow.
what? Well, oh, okay. So I just looked at our last episode and then added one. We have an actual buffer still. I thought we melted through that.
Nope, we have one buffer. We
have
are
another episode before today. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Now I'm messed up because of this. Now
Well,
I can't look at things and know numbers anymore.
You can't.
How am
You
I
just have to
supposed
go
to
to
do
our
this?
like. We have to
Log in to things.
log into the actual account.
Oh, okay. Well, that's more difficult, Joe.
Do you have a password? Whatever.
Well, anyway, I guess episode 19, then, we still
Welcome.
can get sick and all of that.
No, we need to keep our buffer. Our buffer is our friend.
Our buffer is our friend. All right. Well,
So
What
this
do
is a
we-
2-week span.
yes, we have not done this in 2 weeks.
Yes. On the day. And hour, probably. It's probably been that long.
It's almost like I don't even know you. Who are you, anyway?
I don't know. I'm wondering that myself. Do I even exist if I'm not recording these?
No.
Probably not. Yeah, that's scary.
Well, you may be wondering what the purpose of this show is.
You may be asking yourself that, and we have
What are
no
these
fucking
guys
clue.
here? Oh, except the curse.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Well,
except to make
darn it.
Except to make it
Explicitly
explicit.
ridiculous. All right, so we are working on our lives.
Yes. The objective is to make a couple of procrastinators into productinators.
Yes, it is. It's been a journey. And this journey is at a 2-week vacation.
Well, vacation's a strong word, but tell me about
Oh.
your 2 weeks.
Oh, my 2 weeks? Mm-hmm. My 2 weeks are very good. I did work on things.
Nice.
And I also, yeah, I worked on things. I enjoyed myself.
Careful, that's a slippery slope.
I know.
Enjoying what you're doing?
I just
It's a gateway
I
activity.
have no no hang-ups now. I enjoy. Remembered that I actually enjoy editing more than I enjoy writing. So now all my negatives are gone. All my processes, and the only thing that hung me up this week was the fact that I worked at opposite times, practically throwing my whole day off this week until yesterday anyway. So I was working at like 10 o'clock in the morning instead of 2 in the afternoon, and so all my patterns were all messed up for the whole week. But when I had the opportunity, I took them. I first started, and I hated it. I was like, oh my gosh, I need to redo so much, and I was like editing through it, and I was feeling bad about it, and then the next day, I was just talking to Heather, just kind of venting a little bit about it, and it was like, oh yeah, it was like all these little mental connections happened, and it was like, well, you actually just kind of are forgetting the fact that you actually really do enjoy finishing a piece, and you have a lot of experience in that. It's just for the last 20 years you've been working on just writing, and you haven't actually finished anything. So then after that, I was kind of taken aback, and I was like, oh yeah, I guess I've just not done that for such a long period of time. I forgot that I enjoyed it. I forgot that's what I really enjoyed. And so after that, it was just really good. And I feel good. I'm looking forward to editing more. I don't have... And when I have the opportunity, I've been taking it. So I'm just looking forward to getting my next day off, and that's not going to be till Wednesday. My days off are now going to be Wednesday, Thursday.
That's
so
nice.
I'm looking forward to kind of getting into it. I didn't do anything but work on my piece I'm going to try to put up first.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to just write, but every single time it was like somebody needed me to do something. Like, oh, I need to go get these bedspread things, or I need to, just various little things popped up. So figured, I won't worry about it. When I get the opportunity to write something, just to get my practice in, I'm sure that'll happen, and I'll just do it. So yeah, I don't know what to say. It's I feel pretty good.
Yeah, it sounds like you've had a couple of good weeks. That's awesome. I'm really happy to hear that you've found that you enjoyed the editing. That makes it a lot easier to do.
Yeah.
I have a brag that I want to do.
Oh, go for
it. If I draw today, I will have drawn for 24 days in a row.
Wow. If? What do you mean? Don't you mean when?
Yeah, I mean, I technically haven't drawn today, so I didn't want to like, be a liar, but I have drawn thus far for 23 days in a row. And I am very, very proud and excited.
And shut up, weird alarm. And did any of those days happen to be for, I remember the last time, or at least the last video I've listened to, that you said you were hoping to get a little bit of more like substance in with it. Did you happen to have like a day where you felt like you could, like expand a little bit on the time, like you were saying?
Oh yeah. So something I've noticed is like without all the requirements that I've been putting on myself, I slowly started building it, ramping up, not because it's because I'm trying to, but just because I want to, ramping up how much I'm drawing and the type of stuff I'm drawing. And it's like pretty incredible how much I drew compared to what I've been, for a while. I was very happy with myself. Like, a good chunk of this book is, I don't know, there's a lot of drawings in here. These last couple of weeks. And I'm very happy about it. I want it to be something that I just keep doing, drawing every day and expanding on what feels fun, what I enjoy. I want to start getting into painting. Like I want to paint a goat. So my friend and we play a game called Wargroove. And we send goats back and forth. And one time he printed out a GIF and sent it to me in the mail of a goat. Laminated. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint a goat and leave it on his doorstep.
Goat.
Goat?
Goats are cool.
Goats are very cool.
I like feta cheese a lot.
Does that come from a goat?
I believe so.
Nice.
Why do you like goats?
I don't really care too much about goats. I think they're funny. And the reason why we picked a goat is just because on Messenger we could just click a button. Like you can set an emote as your like button click instead of like the thumbs up. You can do some other emote. And we just picked a goat because it was funny. And so now it's become a running meme. So I want to paint a goat.
What sounds do goats make?
I used to raise goats. Well, I had 2 goats growing up. 2 pygmy goats.
Wow.
One was named Aladdin, and the other one was named after Doug's friend in the show Doug. His name was Skeeter.
Skeeter.
My brother named that one. I'm not taking credit for that.
Well, that's cool. I wish I had a goat for my backyard. Use some of this eating potential. Well, so how does it feel? You got your 24 days potentially going on here. And so we've never really had like a day where it's like things actually went well.
I know. Both of us are just like, hey, guess what? We did really good. I expected to have like conversation. Be like, how can we improve, James? But you did well. I did well. Like, what do we? Okay, all right, James. What do you think led to you actually being so accomplished this week? What do you think was the linchpin for you?
Well, I think it was for me anyway. I mean, my life differs a little bit. Um, but I know I kind of like fasted for a long time and just for me, I just prayed about it and and it was like it all just came together the next day after I had gone for a while and was frustrated and didn't understand why I'm always pushing back and finding a way to ignore what I want to do, like no matter what, finding anything that anybody wants to do besides, and it all just came together at the right time, and then, like I said, it was like I just remembered. It was like I don't actually hate to edit, and I don't actually, you know, have no experience in it being fun. I just have been working on new things for so long, so many years that I just forgot. And so, and what's amazing is now that I kind of have that realization, it was like I'm all I'm looking forward to is the time that I have to work on stuff, and the things I'm listening to is more like for preparation for like okay publishing and all that stuff. Like I'm trying to. I mean, there's times when I'm chilling, but now it's like I'm trying to bridge the gap to getting a piece out, and I'm not avoiding it. I don't know. It's just it's it's like any and even the like there's a it's like the fun that was missing is like there.
That's awesome.
Um because all the uncertainty seems to be gone,
Mm-hmm.
and now I'm I don't know, it's just it's like it's time. I'm enjoying it and I'm looking forward to it. What about you? You haven't been doing this well in a long time, so
For me, I think because I want to go back to what I've talked about before, where I feel like it's important that I do draw every day. I think it's a good, like, incorporating drawing into my life. I think is very, very important, and in order to do that, I have to make it a habit. And for me, at least for me, to make it a habit, I've got to make it easy on myself. I've and so it's not, for me, it's not about, sit down and grind. It's have my, my pen, because I've been drawing with purple pen. I got some purple Bics because I hated oh no, not this one.
you have the good caps too. I have those
Yeah.
square caps.
Yeah, there's like a certain pen that I threw away because I freaking hated them. You
I
can
hate the
only
square cap Bics.
they like pull the thing off and they get stuck, and it was really frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
And so, never again, never again. My only issue is the size on these is 1.6, and I'd like them to be like a 1, but
I see.
but whatever. Anyways, so basically, I have my purple Bic and my drawing pencil or my drawing pad just here at all times. Let me show you this little goob that I drew. Look at that little goob.
He's cool. He could fill the role of like a android or
Yeah.
something. He kind of has that possible robot-y kind of look to him.
Yeah. I just really enjoy. I made it easy on myself. I made it okay. I want to draw today. What do I want to draw? Just it's not even like what do I want to draw. I start drawing, and I don't think about what I want to draw. I just start drawing and see where it goes, and then make corrections along the way. And it's gotten me thinking about art more. It's got me thinking about painting and illustrations and where I'm going with it. And because it's part of my life, because it's something that I'm doing every day, it's at the forefront of my brain, which makes it easier to do it every day. And so for me, it's about keeping that consistency up, building that habit, making it part of my life. And it's just working.
Sounds like there's a little bit of discipline in there, Joe. I don't know. You might want to watch out.
Yeah. It's and yeah, I think there's a part of it that is discipline where it's like I have to know how much discipline I can handle because I know I'm a bit of a slacker. And so I have to make the barrier to entry easier. I have to make it no instead of right now me deciding, oh, what should I draw this week? I'm going to let me in the future choose what they draw. So I'm not at the whims of past me. I don't have any expectations. And because there's no expectations, there's room to explore. It's like, okay, for example, I hope Jason's not listening. Well, I've told him this. I was playing old school RuneScape with my brother, and we were playing together, and it was fun for a bit. And then I decided in the beginning that I was going to do tree chopping, and I was going to cut logs into bows. And so I did that for a while, but then it became that's the only thing I did because we needed it for money. And so every time I would log in, I would be chopping trees and then cutting them into logs, chopping trees, cutting them into logs. And I told him, like, this is not fun. I don't like this, whatever. And it made me quit because I didn't get a chance to do anything else in the game. It just wasn't fun. Whereas I'm equating that to drawing right now where I'm not letting past me dictate what I have to do with my drawing. I'm letting myself explore and enjoy it in the moment. So,
all right. So a malleable kind of just experiencing where the drawing's taking you, not really
yes.
like having okay.
And I think that's important as far as explore. Like if you're an exploration type person, which I am, I like to try things and play around with stuff. And I think setting up these like rigid expectations for the week tore away from the draw of it. Now, if I'm excited about a piece, Like, for example, the goat that I plan on painting. But that didn't come from like, oh, I'm going to sit down and draw a goat. Like, because that's, that's good for my artistic learning. It's like, that sounds silly and sounds fun. I want to paint a goat. See, to me, like, that's how I grow, I think, is through exploration and I think to me that's more the direction I want to go. And I feel like this is a breakthrough for me as far as learning about myself, in that I need to have that freedom to explore. That's how I feel I'm going to grow. I still want to keep an eye on it, absolutely, because if, like in 2 months, I still haven't done anything other than just draw every day. But I can't imagine that being a thing, because there's a lot of stuff that I do want to do, because I'm thinking about 30-minute paintings, on all this other stuff too. Like, it's all these things that like felt like chores now feel exciting.
Yeah, it's very similar to what I'm feeling right now. I can relate. It's you know, the writing aspect, the creating thing is very similar to what you're talking about, like exploring and painting. I felt like I have done a lot of that over the last decade.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of experience in writing the beginning of random things,
Mm-hmm.
random characters, and that's kind of an exploration, So I do enjoy that, you know. Um, it is fun to explore, and you do learn a lot while you're doing it. So I'm sure you're going to learn all sorts of things to add to your artistic repertoire while doing it. Um, do you think you lean towards a particular thing, like sketches, pen? Do you think you may not know how much you enjoy to paint, but do you think you're leaning towards a certain type of art?
Like a medium.
Yeah.
Currently, I'm leaning towards just notepad and pen, because it's easy and accessible. The issue I have, right, with drawing digitally is the time it requires. Like, it's not that much time. It's just me pushing my keyboard forward, opening up Photoshop, opening up a new document, putting my thing in the right place, my drawing pad. So it's like not a whole lot of work, but it's more work than just picking up this pad. And I like the pen because I like purple, and purple makes me happy. So I don't know. And I like drawing in
Um,
pen.
have you have you thought, or have you? I guess you could always take a picture of what you draw on a
And take it
sketch pad,
digitally.
and then throw it into the as kind of like a starting file,
Yeah.
couldn't you?
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Just take a picture of it and then import it into Photoshop and just sketch over it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, even that, it could be a step in your digital. So it's not
Yeah.
like it's totally separated.
Right. Well, I mean, the skills that I learned and the way that I do my digital painting, where I use very few tools, because I don't want a disconnect between my digital skills and my manual skills, or traditional skills. I To me, they translate almost one to one. So it's whether I'm drawing digitally or I'm drawing on pen and paper, it's about the same for me.
So, is that barrier of entry so big? Like, why is moving your keyboard and doing all that a barrier for you? Like, can you maybe break that apart in your mind and tell me what you think about why that's a barrier? Like, I mean, it doesn't. I know it maybe only takes what, 2 minutes. I mean,
No, not even that. Probably
what can
like
it take?
30 seconds.
Okay, 30 seconds. So when we think about it that way, it's almost ludicrous to think that that's a barrier. But why is it? Like in your
So
mind, can you break it down?
there's other things to consider too. It's not just, oh hey, um, it's not just, oh hey, this takes 30 seconds to get into versus this, you just pick this up. There's also the aspect where if I'm playing a game with a friend or if I'm doing stuff with other people, it's harder to have that tablet in front of me and my keyboard pushed away, especially because like I'm like, I'm drawing in between, deaths, or in the game of Dead by Daylight, I'm hanging there on the hook. Oh, well, I'll just take up my pencil and start drawing. And it's the ease of access, and what I really want is a Cintiq, because I could just.
Yeah, I would have to say my daughter enjoys hers.
Well, yeah, I think the Cintiq is gonna bridge that gap for me. It's gonna make it so I can draw digitally without having to move my keyboard out of the way, because I would probably set it up not on this main thing, but set it up over here, basically where my work computer stuff is, and or move it, or figure something out. But yeah, so basically it's like I need some, if I'm going to draw more digitally, I need some way of accessing it easier, especially in those like spare moments.
And you brought up drawing, and but with every time you said, it was like you kind of posted in kind of like that it was an in between, or a I do when there's moments in between. Do you have any set time where you actually force yourself to just draw, and there's
No.
no? Do you think that's? I mean, if I didn't have a set time where I could actually have a block of time set aside for what I do, I don't think I could ever get done with what I want to do. Do you think if that's going to be a detriment in time, or what?
I'm not sure yet. Right now, for me, drawing is exciting. It's fun. I'm enjoying it, and I'm excited to do things like I said, these 30-minute painting ideas that I've got, and just slowly dive into that. I'm letting myself explore, but if my exploration doesn't lead to anything in a couple of months, then yeah, I'm gonna have to start figuring out something else to encourage myself to be painting more or to be drawing more for longer periods of time. But for now, it's about building the habit, enjoying it, exploring, seeing what happens.
Well, for me, I know that eventually I want to do this for a living, which requires a certain amount of output that I have to do eventually. Um, there's a big leeway in that right now, obviously, because I don't have to,
Mm-hmm.
live off of it, which is your situation too. You don't have to live off of art. Um, but if either of us are going to do that, then we would have to have like an amount of time set aside, wouldn't we, to get
Eventually,
some
yeah.
real things done. Um, I guess I would encourage you to find a block of time where you're not um, committed to something. I remember back in the past, you were kind of booked, and it was a little stressful to you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if you book every moment of your life, you may find that even when you're ready, the exploration is a little bit, done, and you've found a little bit of where you want to reside in your journey, and then all of a sudden it's going to be like maybe a really hard thing to cut loose some of these things. So I guess that would be what I would say is maybe step back and find an opening in anticipation.
So I've also been doing this thing where I haven't been staying up and gaming all night. I've been going to bed I've been getting off the computer at 9. And so I've been spending that time drawing too. It's not like I haven't been. So I leave my computer, I take my sketch pad and I go out on my couch. And I do stuff there too. But mostly like I have a show on and I'm just sketching while I'm listening to it. So it's not like I'm,
Okay.
not putting aside time. But I'm not going to be like, oh, hey, I'm not going to make it until it's more integrated. Like I like to think of it kind of like I need the roots to get deeper, basically, of this tree. I need it to become integrated in my life more before I start putting and he's gone. Before I start putting hard things on my plate, I guess. Ugh, I should have picked some of that up.
I know.
Ugh.
Breakfast of Champions.
How many calories are in that? Oh, I've been watching
Dude,
my
like
calories
nothing.
for like the last
Like 60.
week and a half. That's not bad.
Yeah, it's no added sugars either. I mean, it just wasn't naturally in all this vegetables.
But yeah, I've been counting all my
yeah.
calories and tracking all of those and watching my output versus input. I've been walking. Been going to Safeway, the one that by my house. Yeah, it's Safeway.
Careful though. 100 years ago, they did the study on calorie reduction, and it was like a 3-year study, and 500 negative calories over a course of 3 years, like 30,000 people. What they determined was nobody lost weight after 3 years because your body is trying to find hemostasis or whatnot, and it will actually reduce your metabolism to find equilibrium. So that can be a problem. So
The only thing that I know, right, is probably like 10-ish years ago. I did the calorie thing. No, it was probably 14 years ago. I did the calorie thing. And I lost like 30 pounds. Got down like 10 pounds from my goal weight. And I was like, okay, I'm doing good. I can stop now. Or no. It was, okay, I'm doing good. I can relax a little bit. and then I turned into me.
Yeah, because your metabolism shifts, and then once you eat a little bit more, it'll pack it all onto fat because your metabolism's down. So
Yeah.
that's why it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah. But so like the only like real progress I've ever seen was through calorie counting, and so that's like I want progress. I don't want to live like this forever. So
Yeah. Well, V8's a good start. I love it.
I do love V8, so I'll have to pick some of that up.
Spicy makes it worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Normal V8, no thanks.
Boring. Normal V8 is boring.
So boring.
Got to put some Tapatio in that.
Right.
But yeah, it sounds like we both had good weeks. I'm excited to see how our weeks continue to grow. I'm excited to see where I go with drawing.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I want to jump in and make some. I need a big day. That's what I'm looking forward to next. Is my next day off, and yeah, and there's a strange calmness to where I'm at right now. Dare I say peace?
Yeah.
It's not like there's no real stress involved in it. It feels easy.
That's where I'm at right now too. And I don't know. I'm hoping we crack the code. I'm hoping we've cracked the code, and from here on out it's going to be victory after victory.
Well, that would be nice.
I know, right? I feel like we're on the right track. This feels like something I can do long term. This feels like something that I can enjoy. Like this exploration of sketching and drawing and painting and just enjoying the process and exploring it, and by explore I mean like, and maybe I should break down the term explore for me, and so that way there's a better understanding of that. By explore I mean it's like, what sounds kind of fun to draw right now? Let's do a person. Okay, well, are we doing an illustration or are we doing like character design? And from there, you can like break down, okay, well, it's going to be a person that's, a character design. Okay, well, think of two nouns. Like a blueberry bee or something. So we're going to make a blueberry bee person. And so like we're going to take the design of that and just, we're being weird. We're exploring things that are cool, and we're going to draw a blueberry bee person. We're going to increment those two things into our drawing. And to me, that's what exploring is. It's just like what sounds like something that you could explore. And you're learning skills while you're doing it, but you're encouraging learning these skills through something that sounds fun. Something that, I don't know. Or exploration is, you make a script. Like I've done this before. You just make a scribble on your page, and how do you implement that into your piece? Or how do you draw from that? It's freeing. It's easy. But I'm still learning. I'm still growing as an artist while not feeling like I have to battle myself to do it. And to me, that's the biggest deal. It's like I don't have to battle myself to do it. I don't have to feel guilty for not doing it because it's easy. It's I don't know. To me, this is working, and I'm excited. And exploring is like, for the example, the goat thing. I was like, you know, what'd be really funny is if I painted a goat. So I'm gonna paint a freaking goat. It's and which was gonna work on my anatomy skills of goats because I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research on that, which is awesome. I'm happy to do that because it's for a joke. It's for a meme. It's oh gosh, and it's gonna be different. Like what excites you as a person. Don't be like, oh, I want to draw just memes. Like explore what you want to draw. Find something that you want to paint. Find something you want to write about, knit, crochet. Explore it. Make it weird. Make it your own. And to me, that's exploration.
That's good. Yeah. Yeah, I generally write better when I'm writing something I that excites me in a way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, themes I like, or um, you know, or in the my preferred genre, just like fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's more fun than other things. Um, but I I have just kind of given up most of my other kind of hobbies, I guess, at the same time, which is a little weird and a little hard. I mean, I'm still playing games here and there with my family, but
Mm-hmm.
um, but uh, I feel like I'm I'm kind of to the point where the writing thing can take over as my hobby in general.
Mm.
Um,
So that's what
so
I'm
I
trying to get. That's where that's where I'm trying to get with my drawing, is I want it to be my main hobby.
and I feel like there's this weird intimacy between the major goal that I'm working on and the fun factor. Um, and I think that is uh, or has helped to get me to that point where right now it's just kind of like, oh, this is the normal time. Like today, I'm doing my podcast. But then, and I have to work tonight. But um, so there's no stress. Like, oh no, I got okay. As soon as I'm done with this, I've got to like pound out, whatever. It's not really like a push that way. That maybe you may see as like a negative thing, but instead it's like okay, well, the next opportunity I have where it's like, right, where I can work, it's like I'm really looking forward to that, but it's because there's this magnetic draw
Mm-hmm.
from that major goal. It's like that, the full scope of that, like, oh, financial increase, change in life, all the things that goal represents is like, okay, That's fun. And then that major fun, everything that it defines, everything that it is, the lifestyle change, is is kind of like more fun than something else, like anything else. So it doesn't even have to be like fun in the now, because like let's say I was doing something that was like very, very tedious, and maybe it's like grammar stuff or something, like that, where they're maybe not just intrinsic fun in any real way. The goal fills in with its rays of funness, and the theory behind what I'm doing and what I'm going to become, kind of like permeates everything, and bathes everything in a fun layer, and then now it's to the point where it's like, okay, well, I want that more than I want the other things that I've done or that I do. So that's how I would describe it. So I don't know, maybe at some point that once you pick a medium, once you, whatever, and maybe solidify some kind of goal in your mind, that goal can become
I
something
have
more.
goals. I'd like to start doing like cons and stuff, like taking finished pieces to cons and selling them and that type of stuff. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, I think so too.
Setting up a booth and just seeing all the art and
Meet all the
selling.
people.
Yeah, it'd be really fun.
Well,
Yeah.
sheesh.
Goals, my dudes.
Oh, it's kind of weird
Having a good week for both of
having
us.
a good week.
I mean, I don't know when the last time we both had a good week was. I I, I would argue we
Has
both
it?
had a great week.
Yeah, I'd have to say so.
Great 2 weeks even.
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe the break helped in some way. You know, I mean, because I mean, the math says there might be a correlation. Yeah, I mean,
I
the
think we
one
were
time we have 2
posed.
weeks, both have a great
I
period.
think we were poised to just have a good week, and then we
That
just
could
kept
be.
continuing that good
I
week into the
guess
next
there's
one.
no way to tell
There's
until
no
we do it
science.
some point again and see
Yeah.
if we have similar results.
I would always
Repeatability.
argue that more reflection is better, but
Mm. Well, sometimes you need to take away the constraints of the requirements and allow yourself to stretch
I
out a
see what
little
you're
bit.
saying. I see what you're, but I don't consider this a requirement. This has become a habit. This has become integrated into my
One would
life.
say it became a discipline, and once we took away some of the burden of the discipline and allowed ourselves to just enjoy a little bit.
No.
Here I am, finally arguing on the fun side, and Joe, nope, it's discipline all the way. That's great.
Yeah, it was a good couple of weeks. I'm very excited about it. And there could be a correlation, but I felt like we might have been meeting up, right? On that Monday. And then
Right. Yeah,
only found out for sure that we weren't the night before. And like I had already had a good week. This is my only evidence of, but I mean, am I saying that not having a meet? Well, I would argue the opposite. We've had years of experience with not having meetings and not getting anything done.
well, you know, the biggest factor in, I mean, and of course, obviously we haven't done anything, but
But I feel like we're on the right
this
track. It feels right.
it does. And I would have to say the biggest correlation to success is no matter what, not giving up, and
Mm-hmm.
that consistent check-in, that consistent, we do it weekly, uh, but the reflection, you have to
Yeah.
have, you have to look at yourself periodically, consistently, and if you want it bad enough over time, you
Gotta
will
find out.
continue and you'll figure out a way to make whatever that is possible. I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's that's the
Find
only
out
way
what
I think
works for
anybody
you.
does it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, in your own way, in your own thing, but the real thing that must be done is you can't give up, and you have to
Reflect.
consistently reflect on what it is you're doing. And if you
Yep.
do those things regardless, I think you're going to have eventually an opportunity to succeed in what you're doing. You know. Because imagine doing something like this your own. Well, I don't have to imagine. I know what it's like. Decades go by,
Oh yeah.
and you have these dreams and these aspirations, and you don't reflect on them. You just, oh yeah, I'd love to do that, and then life.
Yep.
And for me, there is so many roadblocks and so many points where you just defeat yourself, and maybe your circumstances aren't helping. Maybe some of those need to change. Like for me, finding the right schedule really was a big deal. um, and then the timing and all that can, you know there's that, the old saying, chance favors the prepared mind. So you gotta be ready when that moment occurs too. um, and even though you know it's like I'm talking like we like have done something. but
Yeah.
but I mean, it feels different right now to me than it
Yeah. Oh
does.
yeah. Like it feels like night and day difference from where we were like 2 weeks ago.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I feel for me the sticking points were ease of access, a relaxed curriculum, and giving yourself room to explore. And I think, and maybe not everybody's an explorer. Maybe some people need more of a structured environment. But for me, exploring has always been something that I've loved. Like, okay, well, here's a concept, but what about this? And what about this? And what about this? And so it's letting myself do that. It's letting myself play around. Mr. V8's over there. Holy snaps. It's not 100% pineapple juice, too? Oh, nothing goes better with a spicy V8 than Dole's pineapple juice. Buy it now at your local retailer. This podcast brought to you by Dole.
No, it isn't.
A family company.
So, I was going to drink this before the V8 because I wanted to end it with the spicy weird, and then to have such a shot of sugar right after the V8. I made a mistake, but I guess we're gonna see if it's a mistake. Now.
There can be no mistakes if you drink by Dole.
So, it's not such a bad mistake.
Nice.
I thought it would taste weird after the spicy V8, but
Spicy and pineapple go together really well.
not bad. So,
If you have any questions, comments about what we've talked about today, leave them in the chat, or not chat, leave them in the Discord, leave it in as a comment. We got answers. They probably aren't going to be the right answers, but we've got answers. And I feel like we're just on a positive trajectory. I'm excited.
yeah. I mean, I don't know what else to really
Nah, we're done.
say.
You want to close it out with anything?
Well, I mean, I guess we should probably think about, do we have goals?
Oh yeah,
for
so
the next
my
week?
goals this week,
I mean,
and I'm going to write this down, is I'm going to include the drawing every day, and I'm going to make sure to cross those off, because I do get this little, like, ooh, every time I cross one off. And so I'm going to keep doing that because it just feels nice, and I think it's encouraging. But yeah, for me this week, I'm going to encourage myself to continue exploring, to dive into things that sound fun, and I'm still going to learn stuff while doing them, like painting the goat. I'm excited to paint the goat. I've got all these ideas in my head on how I'm going to paint the goat. Do I make it have floppy ears? Do I make it have straight up and down ears? What color goat am I drawing? What kind of undershading? Like, it's so many questions, and I'm very excited to draw them all. Is this goat going to have armor on? What? Because it's a medieval fantasy game, so there's a part of me that wants to put armor on the goat. Like, how do I paint armor? How do I reflective surfaces? Just a lot of questions that I'm excited to answer. I'm excited to explore and answer.
So, when are you going to start the goat?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. So that isn't a goal, like,
No, it's not a goal this week. It's
to do anything.
No, it's something that I want to do, and I will be doing it. I just don't know exactly when.
Okay. And I guess my major goal for this week is, on one of my day offs, I want to plunge in, like, the deep end. I want to feel like I just swam, you know,
Tore through some editing.
for a day, you know, a period of time in one of those days. I want to feel like I immersed myself in the writing field. That's what I would consider that to be a good week. I need it to get further on my project, and I am looking forward to doing it. So
Nice. Well, awesome. Well, thank you very much for listening. Do you have any quips you want to add?
well,
at the end of
quips
here?
are your thing, sir.
Just stare at him long enough. He'll do a trick.
You know, it will get to the point when you do something if you never stop doing something.
And drink Dole pineapple juice. Brought to you by Dole.